Good morning and welcome to the Anatomy of Knitting, episode 99. My name is Erin and I'll be your host. I am an American expat living here in Cork, Ireland. Cork, Ireland. And it is currently the 17th of November, 2016, and I've got another episode for you. I've got apparently a co-star here as well. That's Ari. So in this episode, let's talk about a few things. I'm getting over a cold, so if there's any coughing or clearing of my throat, I apologize. I'm on week 3 now of this, so it's been quite the lovely experience, let me tell you. Anyway, so I'm going to talk about what I've been working on, what I've finished, and there's a little Christmassy, gifty something in there. And so let's just get started. I guess maybe I'll also do a little bit of a week in review starting out. The boys and I and Daddy have been sick. It's all this like cold, 'tis the season, post-nasal drip loveliness. They're at school currently. It's their full day of school day today. Let's see. I don't think I've talked about potty training lately with them. Malcolm is completely potty trained. He's wearing underpants at night, and I actually can't remember the last time he had an accident at night. So that's going fantastically. Nathaniel all of a sudden one day just woke up and decided he wanted to wear underpants and use the potty, and so with number 1s we're doing pretty good, but not so good with number 2s yet. But I think it'll just take some time, so that's been hopeful because this has been let's see, I think we started in May, June, July, August, September, October, so about 7 months. I think we've been working on this, 6 or 7 months, so this has been my challenge, because there was some pressure about getting them potty trained for school, because otherwise Nathaniel wouldn't have been able to join in. And we think what made the difference is the fact that they are in school, and I think it got to the point, I guess there's a potty time at some point during their day, and it got to the point where Nathaniel was the only one who was left in the room when it was potty time, so yay for peer pressure. Let's see. We are planning on taking a trip next week. Our way of celebrating Thanksgiving here is not to celebrate surrounding food. We are going on a trip to go to Hamburg, and there's a place called Miniature Wunderland there. And what it is, it's like this building, and it's got multi-levels of just model trains, and all of the settings that they've created around those model trains. And there's a U.S. section, so I remember Nevada's there, and Las Vegas is there, and Florida is there, and they've just got all these cool sections. So it should be fun. We're looking forward to taking the boys, and it should be a little bit cool, so I have to start planning on what kind of cold weather gear we need to bring. With that, let's move on to the knitting, because I think that's why you're here. I do have a finished object for you. Surprise, surprise. They have had their inaugural wearing. These are my Socks That Rock lightweight in the Strange Brew colorway, and that's fairly accurate what you're seeing there. These are my just stockinette stitch socks, where I do about an inch or so of 1x1 ribbing. Then I do a stockinette stitch cuff. I do a slip stitch heel just because I like the look, and then a stockinette stitch foot, and then the regular toe. They're just another pair of socks that are nice and comfy and warm because it's getting colder here. The weather is changing, and I need all the warm socks I can get. So that is my finished object. So now I can say that I've shown you. They are done, done, done. On the needles, because I finished here it is. Because I finished those socks, I decided to cast on another pair. And last year I did some yarn purchasing, and this was one of the purchases I did and had actually shipped over here. So this is Wool & Vine Yarns, and this is her Lush base in the Holly Jolly colorway. I don't know if she's doing this this colorway again this year. I would go to her website and check that out. And well, it doesn't have her website on here, but if you Google Wool & Vine Yarns, you can find her. Excuse me, sir. Thank you. So this is the ball. It's got some blue and some green and some red, and then just the natural color of the yarn. And the Lush base is 80-10-10 merino, nylon, and cashmere. So it's nice and soft. And I took this to, I'm a member of this expat group that's based here in Cork. And it's on Facebook, and so we've started up a book club that I've decided to join in, and I knit about, I would say about that much at book club last night. So that was fun. And here's how it is spooling / spiraling up, which I'm enjoying. I think that's really pretty. The yarn is nice to work with. It feels a little thin, but you know, that's just the gauge of the yarn. Going from Socks That Rock, which is a little bit cushier, bouncier base, to this is a little bit of an adjustment, but it's making a lovely fabric. Part of me is like, I should make mittens or something, because it just feels so nice. It feels so nice on my arm. Well, I am at the point where I could do that. I wanted to make mittens. Something to think about. I think I'll keep it a pair of socks, though. I use socks more than I use mittens or any sort of hand warmers around here. So that is the yarn and the sock that I am knitting on. So I'll put these back in my sock bag here. And then I've also kind of decided that since I finished, I think I told you about this. So I blocked it. I haven't woven in the ends because I'm lazy. This is the Adamus shawl. It turned out really big. And this is in silk, 100% silk, I think. This was I bought this on the cruise that I went on when I went to Alaska. Here it is. A Tree Hugger's Wife Yarns, hand-dyed in Juneau, Alaska. This is the Royal Lace, which is 100% silk, in the Catherine of Aragon color way. So there's the shawl. I just have to weave in the ends. It's all blocked and lovely. There we go. Ah, lovely and pretty. So that is the shawl. So not 100% done. I got to do that. But since I thought since I finished this big project that I would pick this project back up. And this is, and I pulled up the pattern just so I'd be able to tell you, the Harvest Cardigan by Tin Can Knits. I have been working on this for a while, and I've got it so one sleeve is completely done, and I've just kind of started the next sleeve, and so just kind of, I got to slog through that last sleeve, and then I think I'll be done just to finish. I'll just have to finish up the, sewing in ends kind of thing. So I think this is going to be the project that I work on in the evenings when my husband is here. Because I can't work on his Christmas present, and I'll show it to you. in here. So my husband is a really big Star Trek fan. And so I've just been I had originally planned on making him a quilt, but I have since kind of run out of time. Because my family arrives 3 weeks from yesterday, and so I lose access to my sewing machine then. I'm working on my son's quilts. Nathaniel has Paw Patrol quilts. I think I showed you fabric for this, maybe not. And then Malcolm has a Cars quilt, and so I decided, well, I'm gonna need something I can work on when my family is here, but my husband is at work. So I went on to Etsy, and I found this Star Trek pillow sampler, and I'm not going to make this into a pillow. I think when I'm done, I'm going to frame this, and that way he can hang it up here, or when we move back to the States, somewhere there. So it's got Mr. Spock in the center, and live long and prosper, and the hands doing the the Vulcan thing, and all that good stuff. So I got most of the supplies for this at the Knitting and Stitching show that I went in Dublin last couple of weeks ago. He came home sort of in so we both have iPhones. I'm able to track him, and he's able to track me via the Find My Friends app. And so when I pull this out to work on it, if it's close to the time where he's going to be coming home, I like to turn on the notify me when somebody leaves, just so I can put this away before he gets home. That apparently did not work. I did not get the notification yesterday that he was on his way home until about 3 minutes after he got home. So I had to put this away in a hurry yesterday. But this is what I have so far. So I have Spock all done, and I'm just working, got the Star Trek symbol up top, and then I guess there's some circuitry that I've done, and then there's this circular thing here that I'm just about finished doing the dark blue of. The sun is not very helpful, so there's Mr. Spock. Looks pretty good there. So hopefully I'll be able to get this done for Christmas for him. I feel fairly confident that I can. I wasn't able to find one of the colors that this calls for, so my mom's going to be bringing some when they come here in a couple of weeks. So I feel like if I get a good chunk of this done, because I will say the only downside of this pattern is that they give you the colors that you need, but they don't give you the quantity that you need. And so when I bought all the skeins of thread, I only bought 2 of each color because I thought, well, certainly that's enough. And I used nearly 2 of that dark blue just for Mr. Spock alone. So, yeah, that's lovely. It's a little frustrating because you can't find DMC floss here in Cork. So that was a little frustrating. Let's see. I told you about Nathaniel, and I was making him a Paw Patrol quilt. Let's see if I can show that to you. Photos. What I did is I kind of copied a block that I had seen online. I made it for the size that I needed. So there it is before I basted it. Those vertical red blocks, or not squares. Those vertical red rectangles are Paw Patrol fabric, and then so are the horizontal ones. So he's getting a Paw Patrol quilt this year. I currently have this basted and ready to be quilted, but I'm going to hopefully make Malcolm's quilt top first. I have full days, Tuesdays and Thursdays, to work on this for the next 2 weeks. They get here on a Wednesday, so I'll have I'll have 3 Tuesdays and 2 Wednesdays to finish these, and then my family gets here. I also have an open sew afternoon coming up this weekend with the IPS, and I think that's about all the sewing. Sometimes I think if I need to, I'll go upstairs after the boys go to bed, because they're not taking naps anymore. Not because they won't, they will, but we found that they will, Malcolm especially, will stay up until about 10 o'clock at night, if we let him, if he takes a nap. So we figured it was time to kind of phase out that nap. Now that we've done that, they go to bed fairly quickly, and I can sew at night if I need to. So that's about it. Looks like this is going to be a fairly short show. Yeah. So I think that's it. I'll post this up to YouTube and put some photos afterwards so you all can see how the boys are. They got haircuts yesterday, so that was kind of fun. I did not intend for my Sunlight co-host here, so I apologize for the quality of the video, but we'll just we'll deal with it and move on. And hopefully I'll have another episode for you in a couple of weeks. So thank you for watching, and I shall see you then. Bye.